It was worth it, though, because the Harvard MBA program accepted me immediately, given that I secured a gold medal at IIT. The sight of mango kulfi, an Indian ice cream, brought in from the kitchen on a silver tray by Lalita, stalled our conversation momentarily. "Are you talking about Harvard?" Lalita asked, while serving me 2 scoops of kulfi despite my protests. "That's where we first met," she told me. "I was completing my medical studies there when we ran into each other at the Harvard India student group, and it was love at first sight. But I didn't meet the South Indian Hariprasad then. I met Harry, as his American friends called him. Well, I'll call him Harry from now on." I laughed. As lunch came to a close, Harry spoke of the work he does as the director of a multinational consulting firm. Harry's success at Harvard gave him a boost. Now at 35, he was already one of the youngest directors in the company's history, and he was responsible for the firm's Asia operations. "We both are trying to help as many people as possible before we think about children. We want to empower people to be successful," Harry said, holding his wife's hand. I was pleasantly surprised at how cultured and courteous this couple was. Lalita's world-class sambar also symbolized the warmth and love between them. "Thank you for a wonderful lunch," I said to them, signaling that I had to leave. "I would love to stay longer, but we have meetings at the ashram in an hour." "Can you call me a cab?" I requested. "A cab," Harry exclaimed as if offended. "Please let me drop you back. The ashram is only 30 minutes away." I remembered Harry owned a Mercedes. What a quick journey home it would be in that. I thanked Lalita for the delicious meal. She thanked me back with a smile, but I noticed that she was holding her stomach as though she was not feeling well. I thought nothing of it, and neither did Harry. We rushed to the elevator, which transported us from the clouds into the underground garage in moments. Harry frisked himself in a panic as the elevator doors opened. It was the same expression one has when they cannot feel their phone in their pocket. "I've forgotten my keys," he said, as he vigorously pressed the button for the elevator to take him back to the 28th floor. "I'll be right back." He left me in what seemed like a deserted parking garage. As I walked deeper into the car park, automatic lights came on to reveal a young boy's paradise, a festival of the most expensive cars imaginable. I walked around the garage, remembering how fascinated I was with cars in my childhood. I chuckled as I saw my reflection in the window of a Ferrari that was the same shade of orange as my robes. But I couldn't see Harry's Mercedes in the parking lot. The doors of the elevator sprung open, and soon an out-of-breath Harry jumped out jingling his keys. "Where's your Mercedes?" I asked curiously. "I had to sell it, unfortunately. The chassis was too low for the streets of Mumbai. I bought a Lexus instead. I heard having one is the mark of a true gentleman." "I suppose that's a good problem to have, whether to sell your Mercedes and buy a Lexus." We both laughed like old friends. As we hurried to his gleaming Lexus, I expressed how deeply impressed I was that a couple of their stature, their wealth and influence was reconnecting with their spiritual roots again. "Can I tell you a story that I think you'll appreciate?" Harry nodded as we both settled in for our short journey across town. He turned on the passenger light and gazed at me intently as I began speaking. "Going on a holiday with your friends is one of the best experiences you can have. Before I became a monk, 3 of my close friends from university in Pune and I decided to take a trip to New Delhi together. We had booked a hotel, but little did we realize that our room was on the 18th floor of a high-rise building," I said, watching Harry reverse the car from his parking spot. After we dropped our bags off, we decided to explore the city by autorickshaw. We started at Red Fort, ate lunch at Chandni Chowk, meditated at the Lotus Temple, and then rested on the lawns around India Gate. It had been a good day. Tired and slightly hungry, we decided to return to our hotel and order room service. We arrived at the hotel just after sunset. To the news that the elevator had broken down, Harry gasped. "What did you do?" "We were young, so we decided to walk up all the way to our room." "That's insane." I would cancel my gym membership if I had to walk up to my apartment. I would probably have to carry Lolita on my back. He joked. We were exhausted by the end of it. But as the saying goes, time flies when you're having fun. Speaking and laughing with friends makes everything easier. I agree, he said, nodding. What did you all talk about? Well, we told jokes and stories, made each other laugh, mocked each other. We moved from floor to floor with no complaints whatsoever. On the 15th floor, we realized that one of our slightly chubby friends wasn't saying much. Are you okay? I asked. I'm fine, he said bluntly. We all have that one friend who is terrible at telling funny stories. He was that guy. All my friends are funny, Harry exclaimed. Well, you're probably the unfunny one then, I teased. So after a few minutes of persuasion, we convinced this friend of ours to tell us a story. He stuttered at first, but then blurted out, My funny story is that I've forgotten the keys to our room in the rickshaw. Our faces dropped. We had just learned about the principle of ahimsa, or nonviolence, at the Lotus Temple. But in that situation, ahimsa was impossible to practice. Using all our power of restraint, we started our silent journey back down to the reception, praying that the hotel had some spare keys.